So I invite us to settle into our seat. Feel that lovely plastic chair against our bottoms. Feel the floor against our feet. Feel the temperature of the air on our skin. Take a deep breath. Notice our breath, our heartbeat. We feel settled. Myself I give thee, let thy will be done. In that spirit, let us consider words of two great Christian mystics who invite us into an ever more intimate relation with God. Emmett Fox, the author of The Golden Key, writes, God is omnipotent and man is his image and likeness. Not in his image and likeness, it is his image and likeness, and has dominion over all things. This is the inspired teaching and is intended to be taken literally, at face value. Man means every human being, and so the ability to draw on this power is not the special prerogative of the mystic or the saint, as is so often supposed. Whoever you are, wherever you may be, the golden key to harmony is in your hand now. This is because in scientific prayer, it is God who works and not you. And so your particular limitations or weaknesses are of no account in the process. You are only the channel through which the divine action takes place. And your treatment will really be just the getting of yourself out of the way. And all you have to do is this. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. This is the complete rule. And if only you will do this, the trouble, whatever it is, will presently disappear. It makes no difference what kind of trouble it is. It may be a big thing or a little thing. It may concern health, finance, a lawsuit, a quarrel, an accident, or anything else conceivable. But whatever it is, just stop thinking about it and think of God instead. That is all you have to do. The thing could not be simpler, could it? God himself could scarcely have made it simpler, and yet it never fails to work when given a fair trial. It matters not how well you may think you understand God. Go over them repeatedly. But you must stop thinking of the trouble, whatever it is. The rule is to think about God. And if you are thinking about your difficulty, you are not thinking about God. My friends, here is wisdom in one short sentence. When I encounter difficulty or pain or confusion, I think of God. When I encounter difficulty or pain or confusion, I think of God. Let us affirm this together. When I encounter difficulty or pain or confusion, I think of God. Of course, the ultimate goal is to see God in all things, including both the easy and the difficult, the joyful and the painful, the clear and the confused. The golden key is based on the truth that there is only God, and I am merely this particular version of only God. The 13th century Dominican mystic Meister Eckhart reinforces the source of this golden key when he writes, "The man who abides in the will of God wills nothing else than what God is and what he wills. If he were ill, he would not wish to be well. If he really abides in God's will, all pain to him is a joy, all complications simple. Yea, even the pains of hell would be a joy to him. He is free and gone out from himself, and from all that he receives he must be free. If my eye is to discern color, it must itself be free from all color. The eye with which I see God is the same with which God sees me. My eye and God's eye is one eye, and one sight, and one knowledge, and one love. And so how do we think only of God when we find ourselves confronted by or even believing in lack and limitation? Meister Eckhart says this: God expects but one thing of you, and that is that you should come out of yourself insofar as you are a created thing, made, and let God be God in you. Let God be God in you. How powerful. God's will is my will. And whatever is disturbing my life, I think of God by letting God be God in me. No matter what is happening to me now, even as Meister Eckhart says, if I'm experiencing the pains of hell, God is here with and as me now. I can activate the golden key with this simple affirmation: I let God be God in me now. I let God be God in me now. Let us affirm this together. I let God be God in me now. If it is true, as Eckhart says, that the eye with which I see God is the same with which God sees me, then it is equally true that the heart with which I feel God's presence is the same with which God feels me. So let us take a moment now to contemplate God's presence in our hearts, being one with our presence in God's heart, in the silence. Divine Presence, we thank you for the gift of insight by which we see that you and we are one, and that whenever we feel lost or in pain or fear, we need only return our attention to you, who dwell eternally within, and affirm that we let you, God, be God in us. Thank you, God. Amen.